Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a full day wear test for the new Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 25. I hauled this for you guys a few videos back, and many of you actually expressed a lot of interest in this, and I purchased this because I've had such good luck with their Even Better All Over Concealer. This was my favorite concealer release of 2020. So I thought I would give this a shot, and let me just read off a few claims that it makes off of the Ulta site. So this is a weightless, medium to full coverage liquid foundation. Apparently it has a 24-hour wear. I'm not sure who ever needs that. It does have some skincare ingredients in here. There's hyaluronic acid, there's vitamin C, there's also salicylic acid, which does not always play well with my skin. But I did look at the ingredient list, and caffeine, niacinamide, which I actually like for my skin, salicylic acid, and some other ingredients are actually pretty far down on the list. So I'm hoping that the salicylic acid won't be too disruptive to my skin barrier. I have like eczema. My skin is eczema prone. And I have to say, with each passing month, year, my skin definitely seems a lot more resilient, which is strange. It's like the only positive thing that has come out of aging. But yeah, my skin just doesn't seem quite as sensitive and quite as eczema prone as it did, you know, when I first got it, like in high school and in my 20s or whatever. So hopefully nothing crazy will happen. It also has a dark spot fighting molecule, has SPF 25. The SPF in here is physical, so it is titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So it's not chemical, which I think is great. The finish is satin, oil-free, sweat and humidity resistant, waterproof, and it shouldn't cake, settle, crease, emphasize pores or streak or anything like that. And then there's no parabens, no phthalates, no fragrance. And this was made in Canada. And the bottle is a 1 fluid ounce bottle. So let's just go ahead and apply this. So I have the shade CN52 Neutral. And there's a lot of shades. I think there's like 42 shades in this foundation, and it was challenging. It was challenging trying to figure out what my shade is. I don't know if I even got it right. It looks a little deep for my skin tone, at least in the bottle, but let's see if it looks better actually on my face. So this top is a cap, which is very snug, and then it's a pump. It is creamy, but it does run a little bit. I think you can see that running down the back of my hand. So that's the consistency. And I'm just gonna apply some here. Yeah, it looks a little deep. Okay, that's okay. I think we've dealt with worse, but let's see if it oxidizes. Oh yeah, that's much too deep. much too deep and much too warm. They call this a neutral, but it looks a little bit warm. So I don't think it's oxidizing. I think it is just a warmer shade, even though they do call this one neutral. Again, the shade I got is CN52. I'll have everything listed down below in the description box. So if you have a similar skin tone to me, this is gonna be too deep for you. So I don't think I see any oxidizing. I think it is just a little bit warmer than what I was expecting. But I haven't noticed it change or warm up or get more orange or anything like that after applying it. So the foundation like stops right here. So you can probably see how much deeper it is than the lightest part of my face. It actually looks pretty good on my forehead. Don't really see much of a difference there. So I will definitely agree with the coverage. It is definitely a medium, and I just put a thin kind of layer down. I'm sure I could build it up to like a full. So definitely medium to full coverage. I also definitely agree with the finish. It is a nice satin finish. It doesn't look matte at all. There's just a really nice kind of natural skin-like finish there. So again, here it is applied, here it is not applied. And you know, before I started this video today, I was just thinking, I have been doing a lot of foundation reviews, and I've been having such good luck. Like the Chantecaille cushion that I just did, the Dior cushion that I did maybe a couple weeks ago, the Macrone Actives, the MZ Skin Tint. That was just kind of like a tinted moisturizer. But anyway, all of these base products that I've been trying have been so good. And so I'm hoping not to break the streak with this. There is a swatch of it on my hand, so you can see how deep the shade is. And I'm actually just gonna go back onto the site here and see how they describe this shade, because I'm wondering why I picked this one out. CN52 Neutral, let's see. Medium fair, cool neutral undertones. So I think it was the medium fair that got me. So I was like, oh, I guess that's like a light medium. Yeah, because the shades lighter than that are described as very fair. Yeah, so there are very fair shades and then medium fair. So medium fair, you know, I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's like a light medium, which I generally am. I'm not usually like a very, very fair shade. But I do think in this one, I probably should have chosen a very fair shade. Maybe something like CN28, CN20. Maybe one of those. And if I went by number, I probably would have gone with that. I'm usually like a 20 for some reason in a lot of foundations, but I went with the description CN52, and yeah, it's way too deep. Thankfully, I don't have any plans to be out in public today, so I'm just gonna be putting around the house. Probably gonna be actually doing a lot of like physical stuff. I want to kind of continue cleaning out my garage and stuff. So anyway, hopefully we'll get like a really good kind of foundation wear test today, despite me not going out. All right, so let me zoom in. I'll start with my forehead and pan down to my chin. So everything looks nice right now. I have to get used to a foundation with more coverage. I'm just not generally used to it. I prefer light, medium coverage foundations, but this medium full coverage foundation is really nice. It doesn't look heavy. I don't think it looks heavy. I don't think it looks cakey at all. I don't feel like it looks very mask-like at all. I think the texture of the foundation actually really helps because it is a little bit on the thinner side. You know, you saw it running down the back of my hand. And so far, it's not really kind of like settling into the fine lines under my eyes. It's not really settling into my laugh lines. It's not behaving strangely around my nose. So everything is looking really good so far. So it's early. I woke up early again this morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. So we're getting an early, bright start to our day. So let me just put on some light makeup. I even took out my Clinique concealer, but because this has a decent coverage, I don't think I'm gonna use it. I also think this is just gonna look way too light compared to this foundation. So I'm not gonna put on concealer, but I do have my favorite Clinique bronzer and highlight, and I also have just some lip balm. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of makeup on and I will be right back to do like another quick check-in. Oh, but before I go, let me just tell you how this feels. There is like a minimal amount of tack. If I wanted to powder my face, which I think I may, I'm just gonna use just the lightest amount of powder. I don't think I need too much, but I will definitely be putting some down like my T-zone, but just a really light layer. All right, super simple. I guess kind of a monochromatic look. I just used like a little bit of an eyeshadow from my Oma palette. I just used this light matte shade in here just to, you know, add a little bit of dimension there. I used some bronzer, mainly as blush, a little bit of highlight, some lip liner, and some balm, basically, just to kind of blend the lip liner out. So that's it. I don't have mascara. I don't have eyeliner. I don't have anything in my eyebrows. We're just going with it. So foundation still looking really good. It's only been like another 15-20 minutes. So that is it for now, but I will be back a little bit later to do a check-in and let's see how it's looking midday. Hey guys, it's about noon. So I've had this makeup on for about 5 hours. I'm sitting like where I sit and get ready in front of my window. So we're just using natural light right now for this check-in. I am amazed at how smooth and airbrushed and filtered my skin looks. I'm definitely gonna have to try a different color. I think in this natural lighting you can really see how deep this shade is for me. But aside from that, I just feel like it looks, I'm gonna get in real close here, don't be scared. But I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at how nice this like medium to full coverage foundation looks because yeah, I don't usually have the best luck with them. I usually feel like they just look too makeup-y and cakey and mask-like, but this one is amazing. And it's been 5 hours, and like I said, I haven't gone out today yet. I do have to run an errand later, but I have been packing up like giveaway boxes. I've been packing up like donation boxes. I've been cleaning out my garage. So I have been pretty active, but it is cool here. I don't know if I've necessarily broken out into a sweat or anything, but I haven't just been kind of sitting around, and it just looks fantastic. Like, look at how smooth my skin looks. Like, I'm looking at the monitor and I feel like I have a filter on, and I don't have a filter on. So I am really, really impressed with this so far. And there's like no breaking up or anything around my nose. This is good. This is really, really good so far. So again, we're at the 5-hour mark, and I will be back probably in about another 5 hours. So we'll probably end up doing like a 10-hour wear test. So I will see you guys then. Hey guys, it is 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's been another 5 hours since my first check-in. 10 hours I've had this makeup on, and I cannot believe how good it looks. It looks pretty much like the way it looked when I first put it on. I am so amazed. I will say maybe right here I look a little bit shinier, but I think that's it. And I have been keeping myself busy today, so this is just sort of a natural, healthy glow that I see. I don't feel like I look greasy or anything. It just a little bit more glowy than before, but I don't feel like this has settled, broken up, faded. It hasn't done anything weird. I mean, we're not going to be testing it for the 24-hour wear test, but I would consider this, at least for me, a long wearing foundation, because yeah, this looks really incredible. So I'm going to zoom in here and just show you how good it looks. So I'm going to start with my forehead and go down to my chin. You guys, I've been really having the best luck with foundations lately. And, like I said at the beginning of this video, I really hope this streak wasn't going to end with this foundation, and it definitely did not. But out of all of the foundations that I've tested out lately, this is definitely the one with the most coverage. It's definitely medium full coverage foundation. In terms of like wear and it basically looking exactly the same as it did when I put it on. I mean, the Chantecaille cushion definitely looked like this, but in terms of like a long wearing foundation and one with like a bit more coverage, the Lancome Teddy Doll, I don't think it had as much coverage as this, but I feel like the wear is very, very similar. There's something very similar about it. But the one foundation I think is the most similar to this. Now, I haven't worn this foundation in a while, but I have worn it, recently, is this Dior Forever foundation. I think it is very, very similar to that. It has similar coverage, definitely similar like longevity, definitely like similar wear and everything. And yeah, it just reminds me of this for some reason. Something about the finish of it, it's not like a totally matte kind of finish. It had just a very natural skin-like finish. And then at the end of the day, I remember this had like a little bit of a glow. Like there's just a very similar appearance to this foundation as well. And yeah, this one says it's 24-hour wear. It also has sunscreen in here. This has SPF 35. The Clinique is SPF 25. And this one has a mixture of chemical and physical sunscreen, while this one only has physical sunscreen in there. And that's another thing that's really impressive. Usually when I have foundations that have physical sunscreens in there, a number of things can happen. Not always, but I feel like I'm always looking out for the same things. One is oxidizing. This one I don't feel has oxidized. I just think the color itself is too deep and too warm. The other thing I feel like that happens is there sometimes is like a white cast to the foundation, and it'll look kind of powdery or whatever. I didn't see that at all with this foundation. And then with the wear of foundations with physical sunscreen, I feel like sometimes it can look good upon initial application, but then as the day goes on and the foundation wears away and your oils shine through, all the things happen, then the powderiness kind of comes out. I'll see that a lot with like cushion foundations with a really high SPF. I feel like I'll see like almost like a residue of the SPF kind of left behind. And I don't see that at all with this. This foundation looks amazing, amazing. And I'm trying to see if I do see any wearing away. maybe a little bit around my mouth because I've eaten a lot today. So yeah, there's definitely a little bit of wearing away around the mouth. Other than that, I mean, nothing. Like even around my eyes, I don't see it emphasizing my fine lines there. I don't feel like it's emphasizing my laugh lines. Like everything looks like frozen in time. It's really amazing. Again, just like the Chantecaille video, at the risk of like repeating myself, I'm just gonna stop the video here because there really isn't that much more to say except it just looks really great. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section about this new Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation with SPF 25. I am going to exchange this color because it's just too warm. It's just too deep and too warm for me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.